Hello, everyone, and welcome to Retirement with Jim. This is a look into my personal journey through retirement. It's about tips I can give you, things that I have done, and my experiences as I go through, my retirement. Today's subject, I'm going to talk about things I did to get ready for retirement. So, if you like my channel and you like my content, please hit the like and subscribe and share on the video. It helps the channel. Along with that, feel free to leave comments. I love to hear from you. And so with that, let's go ahead and get started. So my personal journey about what have I done and what did I do to get ready? Well, first and foremost, got to start with contributing to my 401k. I'm going to tell you that you got to be consistent. You got to make sure that you are doing everything you can to start those contributions, get rolling on it. You may not have a lot of money, but you still got to get started. Start out, and you start out small. If you can start out, with more and get a really big start, that's great. But just getting started is half the battle. Once you're started, don't be tempted to, okay, wait, I got to stop my contributions right now. I need this, I need that. What's amazing is once you look at getting started, you actually get rolling on it. After you're doing it a little bit, you adjust to, what you're contributing to there. You really don't miss that money. It's not part of your budget. It's not part of, what you pay your bills with and what you live on. And after a while, to a large degree, you can tend to forget about it because the money's just in there and you are banking it away. Along with that, a couple of thoughts and cautions. As you change jobs, and so many of us do, don't be tempted to cash that in. Oh, I don't have that much in, I'll just take the money. Because believe me, if you're not 59 and a half years old, you will pay that 10% penalty. And of course, then that money that you took gets applied to that year's income, which means you're now going to pay more additional taxes on top of that. So don't be tempted by that. It's an easy trap to fall into. I'll start it up again. I'll start another one. There's not that much in there. No, I would tell you, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's you are robbing your future self by taking that money and spending it, using it. If you roll into a new job, you take a new job, see if you can roll that into their 401k if they have one. If they don't, put that money into an IRA. In some companies' cases, they let you leave the money there, and so that you are, you don't have to take it out. They don't mind because it's just more money that is invested within their group. Keep in mind that it's just a smart thing to do. That you have options. Like I said, if you have to, roll it into an IRA so that you are, then still continuing that money to grow. Now, on that same note, if you don't have, and you're working for a company that doesn't have a 401k, well, then open an IRA. With most IRAs, the bank will help you. You can link your checking account or savings account to that IRA, and they can take, contributions automatically, what you set out of your pay, your checking account, so that you're continuing to invest and you don't have to, worry about it, or it's automatic. Life becomes a whole lot easier when a lot of things are done automatically for us. It takes the thinking out of it. You don't have to worry about it. The money is, in there, and once it starts to grow through that magic of daily compound interest, you'll be amazed, and then you can certainly take a look at, once you're rolling in there and you've got at least some money to in there, you can then start to say, where do you want that money to be invested? And like many of us, we're not stock market, investors. We're not savvy about that. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Most 401ks have help, and that you can, get from them as to what to invest and people to talk to. And most of them offer free services. Others offer services that cost money. Make sure that any kind of investment you do, you're paying for, you're paying a one-time fee. You're not paying somebody who's going to take money out of your account for the long term. So with that, also make sure that you are doing. They have free money. They an employer match. Make sure you're getting the employer match. Do it. It's free money, and it's just going to help your portfolio grow. Another thing you can do is every year, for the most part, we get raises. And if it's an average 3% and maybe a little bit more, but it's kind of, that's where, that sits. What you really want to take into consideration is, do you need to, or should you automatically put those raises into your 401k? Now, you can be tempted, I want to buy a new car, I want to get a new place. You want to still kind of live within that budget. And if you can really benefit your portfolio by putting your yearly raises into there. Maybe you get a 4% raise and you put 2% in. You get some, your future self gets some. And so, it's a smart move to make. So think about, putting some of those raises in the future, automatically into your 401k. You'll really be glad later on that you did, because it's really going to help that portfolio grow. Now, next thing I want to talk about is, a lot of people like to live very minimal lives. Now, I will tell you, I am not a minimalist. I have what I need. You need to have what you need. So take a look at, what your personal thoughts are and what you like and what you need, what's good for you. But along with that, it's be cautious. Don't overdo it. Live a life that isn't extravagant. You have the things that you have that you want that make you happy. But later on, as you get older, I will tell you, one of the things you realize is there's a lot of things you really just don't need, and we are driven by that materialistic society that says, I gotta have this, I have to have that, I have to have the newest, best car. So a lot of those things, they're nice to have, but they aren't always so necessary. For instance, your car. Work to make sure you pay off your car. And once you do, really resist the temptation to get another. Really tell yourself, do you really need it, or does the car you have gives you what you need, and you're not spending a lot of extra money needlessly. Today's car payments, oh my God, they're quite high, and it takes a good hunk out of your budget. So if you can pay your car off, now suddenly you have that money that you no longer have to pay to that. Now you can say to yourself, okay, I can do two things. I can put that payment into my 401k, or I can turn around and go, I'll put some money into the 401k, and the rest I'm going to keep for myself and, what you want to do. Now, all you need to do is make sure you're taking care of that vehicle. Maintenance, gas, upkeep. By doing so, you will make sure that you are making that last a long time. My car at this point is 9 years old. I take care of it. I make sure I do all of the necessary maintenance. And yeah, would I love to have a new vehicle? Sure. But you know what I don't want to have? I don't want to have that payment. And so it's really a smart move to look at, what you're doing with in terms of a car payment. Along with that, now this isn't for everyone, but when my wife retired, she retired at 62. She got retired ahead of me. We had 2 vehicles. And when she retired, she said, you know what, we don't really need 2 cars. We're sitting, I'm always home. And so, and we were able to get rid of 1 car. And it really worked out. Now, that's not something that everyone can do, but it turned out really well for me. I was able to sell that car, put that money in the bank, didn't have the insurance on it anymore, didn't have the upkeep, gas, all of that. And I ended up selling my car because it was the older of the 2 and kept hers, which was, the newer one, and had very little miles on it. I think at the time I sold it, her car didn't even have 50,000 miles on it. So it made sense to choose that car as the one that we wanted. So then along with that, it helped us, get rid of that. So then also in terms of being minimalistic, downsize when you can. You can get rid of stuff that you really don't need and take a look at, making your footprint a whole lot smaller and really making use of, good use of what you have. So downsize when you can. So along with that, the last thing I'm going to tell you need to do is as you get started, before you get started, is your research. There's so much help out there. There's so many places you can turn to. You can Google all kinds of things about retirement. You can look up all kinds of videos on YouTube, just what I'm doing here. Things that make sense to help you get all the information you can and to make sure that you are, getting the most out of your retirement, going to get the most out of your retirement. So I can tell you that there's a lot of things that once you start researching, you'll be amazed. You'll end up making up a whole list of things and that you'll look into that will help you. So with that, I think that's a good point and a good way to get started. So I'm going to leave it there and tell you I will see you in the next one.